Well, welcome back, everyone. There's a new horror love story movie that involves a classic, but about Frankenstein. This one's actually called The Bride. Here to talk about that are Bart and Jennifer Mills, our local movie reviewers. Welcome, Bart and Jen.
Good morning.
All right, so I told you I did watch the trailer today, so we'll see.
It's a major commitment to your craft. Thank you, sir.
We'll see what you think of this movie. I can tell you what I think already, but go ahead.
All right, so this is a feminist reimagining of The Bride of Frankenstein, where we have the monster going to Dr. How do you pronounce it?
I don't know, Dr. E.
Yeah, Dr. E, played by Annette Bening, and he wants her to create him a companion because, you know, he's been lonely for 300 and some years. The story is set in the 1930s. So the two of them go and resurrect a murdered woman played by Jessie Buckley. And then once Frankenstein and the bride are, you know, paired up, they basically go on a violent Bonnie and Clyde style rampage across the country, where she's basically trying to figure out her identity and who she is and fighting against the patriarchy of the country.
Yeah. So when I watched the trailer, you know what it kind of reminded me of a little bit? It looked a little bit cartoonish in the way of like Dick Tracy style, you know, with like there was this weird thing on our mouth that was always there. Like I couldn't figure that why that.
Oh, that comes from the liquid that she had to pump into her body to resurrect her. And, you know, when she woke up, she was vomiting, and it's like an ink stain almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and the issue is with
sense.
Yeah, I mean, there are cartoonish influences here. I mean, you know, it is set in the 30s. The issue is, I guess, that there are just a ton of influences, and none of them, she doesn't really stick with any of them. The director's Maggie Gyllenhaal. She's famous as an actress. I think this might be her second movie, but this is her first big one. Obviously, the major influence here is James Whale's 1930s classic, The Bride of Frankenstein. You know, and then she even brings a loop in of Mary Shelley. You know, sort of in the opening of the James Whale movie, if anybody remembers it, Mary Shelley talks about the fact that she wanted to have a sequel to her famous Frankenstein, and so she kind of resurrects that idea in here. But in this case, Mary Shelley is kind of a secondary characteristic of the lead's personality. Like she's almost possessed by her. There's a whole lot of feminist manifesto stuff in here that gets kind of drilled out, but not really fully explored. There's some other influences in here, everything from Bonnie and Clyde to, there's a whole scene that just almost was picked up directly from Mel Brooks, you know, so yeah, Young Frankenstein. So there's a whole lot thrown at you in this movie.
All right. So let's go to my favorite website, which is, of course, Rotten Tomatoes. So Rotten Tomatoes, the critic rating on this was only 57%, which is not very good.
Yeah, it has not been, like I said, I think, you know, the critics out there that really want to find something good to say about it. And listen, I mean, these are great performers. Christian Bale is a good actor. I think he does a good job as the monster.
Jessie Buckley was amazing.
Jessie Buckley is probably going to win the Oscar on Sunday night, but not for this.
Not for this.
But she's a very good actress. And frankly, if it was in anybody else's hands, I don't think this would hold together at all.
But she's playing two different roles at the same time.
Yeah, but I do think that most of the reviewers see the same thing that we see, which is just that there's my favorite review on it read basically there's a lot of exclamations, there's no explanations, so it's just like a lot of action going on, but
very chaotic.
You don't settle into any one theme.
All right, so we're going to go to the big reveal here. I think I know what you're going to say. Are we going to give this movie thumbs up, thumbs down, or just somewhere in the middle?
Thumbs down from me. Hands down, thumbs down. I said it the minute we walked out of the theater. I'm like, I'm not recommending this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that we see that we wonder if we can recommend it to anybody, even though we like it ourselves. Yeah. This isn't one of those. Now, I will say, I love a big swing, and this is a big swing. And I hope that maybe Maggie Gyllenhaal can find herself a really good editor to work with her to kind of sort of bring everything together. But this is ADHD on film, and so it's a little hard to hang with. So I'm going to give it a
very chaotic.
All right, so 2 thumbs down for the movie The Bride. Well, Bart and Jennifer Mills, thanks so much for coming out today. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, well, don't go away because we have more when we return.